Okay, hi everyone. Today we're going to change the rear brakes on a 2002 Ford Explorer. With your tire still on the ground, we're going to remove the hub plate simply by placing anything. You can use a screwdriver and just hit it off using leverage off the tire. Next thing we do, using a 19mm socket, we're going to just break the lug nuts.
Pause it.
Perfect. You have the lugs broken. Jack up the tire. We chalk the other side for good practice. I like to switch to my ratchet just to do a fast off. If you have an impact gun, that works too. And just go ahead and remove all the lugs. That's good, right? Once all the lugs are off, take the tire off. I've always found it good practice to put it under your vehicle. Oh, not happening. Just in case your jack gives way, and now you're exposed to your rotor and caliper. Your next step is going to be removing the two sliding pins on your caliper. So you have one up here and one down here.
Here we go. Beep.
So using a 10mm socket, we're going to release our two sliding pins, our upper and lower. This should free your caliper, leaving just your brake pads. As you can see, this one's super worn, this one's almost out, and your piston. From this point, I like to remove this shoe, and we're going to apply a clamp to this side to press in our caliper piston.
Probably say on that.
Okay, so before we continue, just verify you got the same shoes. As you can see, these are really beefy compared to this one who's completely shot. If you have enough money, maybe changing your rotor will be the next step. In this case, it would be recommended. But to take your shoes off now, before you do the swap, just take a screwdriver, chisel, or anything to just pry and pop it out of there. And like I said, this one will keep on, and we're just going to compress the cylinder back in. Before we do so, it's advised to take off your cap, and that will allow any excess to just get pushed out of there if it is going to go somewhere. And using a nice clamp of any sort, if you don't have a clamp, you could use pliers. It's a bit harder that way. Just get it on there. Oh.
Extra pair of mitts in there.
And
there you are.
start getting her down.
There it goes.
It's a bit of work. She'll go. Oh.
Oh, just pause for a minute.
You can see it just getting compressed back in.
It's going good.
And she's all the way back in. Okay. So now the cylinder is completely pressed in. Just take your new shoes, start with your inside. You might have to play with it a little bit. In this case, I guess get two sides in, push the next one in. Use a bit of force and gets right in there. As for your second one, make sure she's facing the right way. And you're probably gonna just have to almost pry it, maybe. And you can see it wants to sit on there. And you might just need a bit of force to pop it into place like that. And with the piston being fully set in, you should be able to just work it right back onto your rotor.
So that went way too nicely. No, you know what? Okay, here, I'm going to pause here just for a minute. Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of had a screw up. But when you put your shoes back in, make sure you got the same ears. These two sitting down low and these two up top before you put them back in. So they're identical. And when we go to put them in, we'll sit this on the bottom, like so. And then your top should, pushing your sliding pins outside, should just sit in perfectly like that. And then you go in reverse. Place your sliding pin bolts back in, put your tire back on, and you're done.